Well. Beautiful people. Best damn nation. It is Wednesday, and you know what time it is. It is the best damn wrestling podcast. I'm your boy and your host, Brian Renegade, and with me, I have the best damn crew. I got the genie of the best damn wrestling podcast, the Don of the best damn wrestling podcast. LP is in the building.
What's going on?
And I got the Sultan of Spices himself, El Fuego, Chef Showtime. What's going on?
What's good?
Oh, man. We are the best damn wrestling podcast. Thank you for watching. If you're watching us on Facebook, if you're watching us on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, thank you very much for listening to the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. If you're on Radioland, on Pandora, on iHeartRadio, Amazon, Audible, Google Podcast, just say, Alexa, play the Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, and you can listen to your boys each and every Wednesday or whenever you please. Fellas, let's go around the room real quick. First of all, happy holidays. Christmas just passed. Nice and fat from the Christmas meals, huh? You know, Santa done brought all the presents and he done dropped them off. You know, I'm pretty sure the elves and Santa has crossed some copyright barriers when it comes to creating toys and making clones of toys. You know what I'm saying? Price on it, Santa ain't get sued yet. But fellas, let me know how your Christmas was. LP.
Oh man, it was pretty good, man. You know, family time was always great. Kids had a good Christmas. That's what it boils down to. I was able to finally get me a PS5, so I'm still like in the zone from that. I'm getting my God of War on right now. There must be an Xbox guy over there or something. Nobody cares about Xbox. Okay, nobody. But yeah, it was pretty good. I definitely enjoyed myself.
Awesome. Chef, man, what did Santa bring you for Christmas?
I got a new baby. It's
new baby. Oh, that ain't no baby. That's a beast. What is that?
It's a new butcher knife. It is real sharp. You know, I was gonna get a PlayStation, but you know, nah. People that play PlayStation can't play games at all. You know.
Shots fired.
Whoa, we might have to get that WWE wrestling game. We might have to find a way we all can get on that.
I got it already, so you ain't saying nothing but a word.
Okay, what's this one you got?
What?
I got the new one 2022 and also got 2019.
Hey,
I don't know if you can cross.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Can you? I think so.
Yeah. See, I have all of them from SmackDown versus Raw or WCW. That's my shit.
Oh, you went back?
Yeah, I have all the games. From the newest to the oldest.
Soon as I get my stuff ready, we definitely can do that. No problem. I'm back down.
Hey, look, y'all ain't said nothing but a word, and we can stream it too, so it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I got some creative players on my WWE 2K game that can dig in your ass. So anytime y'all want it, you can get it, Jack. I'm just letting you know.
Okay. All right.
We can have the King of the Ring tournament. You can call me King Showtime, the chef. You know.
All right. Hey, listen, we'll get some up, down action in coming up next year. I know we have some exciting things that we're going to do for the new year, man. And speaking of new year, we have to go over some of the things that happened this year, man. It was a wild year in wrestling, and a lot of things that I thought I would never see in my lifetime, I saw as a fan, and I was so excited. I'm glad that we did the podcast when we have, because man, it was just a lot of stuff going on back to back. And as a wrestling fan, man, it's hard not to get excited with all these different promotions and all these wrestlers and entertainers coming into the wrestling realm. So I want to go around the room real quick, and I want to talk about some of the best damn moments in wrestling this year from all promotions: AEW, WWE, New Japan. I'm not an avid New Japan or AAA watcher, but I've had some notice on a couple of matches myself. But let's go around the room, man. LP, what are some of your best damn moments from this year?
It's so many to choose from. I gotta say, Bianca winning the belt. First of all, I want to make sure I don't think something and think it's the wrong year, but if I'm mistaken, Bianca winning the
Beyonce won the WWE Women's Tag Team. You know what? I believe Beyonce could win the belt if she decided to cross over.
Yeah, she might come. But Bianca winning the belt, I think that was an amazing moment. Not just for wrestling, but for our community as well, to see I think there were so many black wrestling fans, and to see a black female athlete get that shine was amazing. The comeback this year from Cody Rhodes going back to WWE to Bray Wyatt coming back to the CM Punk come back this year was last year. It was this year, right? It was last year.
This year.
Yeah, and it's bad. He only here for a year. But CM Punk coming back got to be one of the biggest returns. I still think CM Punk's return was bigger than everybody else. Even though it didn't last, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think some of those moments are some of the ones that stand out the most.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, man. A lot of those moments were huge, huge moments. Chef, what were some of your best damn moments of 2022?
One of my best damn moments of 2022, Braun Strowman returns. Then Bray Wyatt returns. That was awesome. Cody Rhodes was a good one too for me. I love to see Cody Rhodes. Like one of the best matches is when that match with him, he got that busted shoulder, like taco meat, and they've been grinding up in the sausage. That was horrible.
Yeah, you're talking about the match.
Bianca winning the
match with Seth and Cody. Yeah.
Yeah, that shoulder was horrible. Looked like he had somebody had a black marker just drove all around here. This was looking bad. Let me see what another one was. I have to give it to Roman and Brock for the last man standing match. I loved it, because Brock has never brought a tractor to the ring. That was something new. That was that was nice. That was it for me, though. Really.
Yeah, man. I mean, you talking about wrestling? You had a lot of returns come. Also, a huge one that you guys didn't even mention: the return of in-ring action from Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold, we never thought that we would ever see Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestle a match, not alone in WWE, but just to wrestle a full-on match against one of the best that the WWE has to offer in Kevin Owens. I thought that it was a great match. I thought that Kevin Owens protected Steve and let Steve have fun with the match, man. It was a great moment. Also, we got to see Vince McMahon inside the ring. Horrible as it was, disgusting as it was, Vince McMahon getting inside of a WWE ring was nostalgia all over again. It was a great moment. And also following that, a couple, not too long after that, Vince McMahon resigned from being the head of WWE, which was huge news in itself because we all thought that Vince would die inside the building, inside the ring in WWE. We all thought that he was going to be there until he decided to give it up and not be forced out like he was. Some big changes. I think one of the best moments, to be honest with you, in WWE for the company itself is the switching of roles and titles where Triple H became CEO of the WWE. Man, I love this Triple H regime. I love how fresh it is. I love how he's really competing with some of the other big companies like New Japan and AEW. I like Hunter's direction. How do you guys feel like Hunter's direction for the company has been in 2022? And are you excited to see what happens in 2023 under the reign of Triple H? Let me go, LP.
It ain't that much different from Vince's. I'm sorry, but Triple H has not done anything different except bring his boys back and make it an NXT show. Like, other than that, if you really look at what Vince was doing, I know Vince did a lot of changing at the last minute and people was upset about a lot of the stuff, but if you look at the storylines and stuff like that, and you look at the same thing and how it is now, they ain't that much, they ain't that different. I'm actually one of the people that will admit it, and I really don't think Triple H is doing a great job. I think Triple H is just doing the same thing. I thought Triple H was going to do a tremendous job and really get wrestling back to where it needs to be. But look at wrestling. You take the bloodline out, and everything is just as bad as it was there. So I'm hoping that Triple H does some major changes. I think, and I say it now, Vince will be back this year. Vince is not gone. Vince is coming back this year, if not in January. Vince ain't gone. He's coming back.
It's coming back. All right. Chef Showtime.
Yep.
How do you feel like the WWE product has been under Triple H's regime for the year of 2022?
For me, it's been up and down. At first, I thought it was going to be like the new Attitude Era 2.0. Then it just went south, you know. But there's moments like, okay, it's good. Then they got some of the storylines need to be better. Like the one for Dominic Mysterio. They just need to make him the water boy. Just get out of Judgment Day, you know. That's it. That's all, you know. Everybody making it, you know. But, you know, like Vince McMahon was all more for the sexy women that had the belts, like Liv Morgan, you know. But now, like back in the day, shit, China had the belt. She was ugly as heck, you know. Like, man.
China wasn't ugly, man. China just took some time. Listen, China took some time to grow on people. You know what I'm saying? Like, China took some time. She had to soften up a little bit.
Some surgery. She took some surgery and got her. Not no time. She went under that knife a few times and got her body right. Like
oh man. Speaking of female wrestlers, on WWE, the fans have voted Bianca Belair to be the female wrestler of the year. I want to go around the board because I want to get your best damn female wrestler of the year. Just some nominees. I have to go ahead and say I agree with the WWE Universe for voting for Bianca as female wrestler of the year. Bianca has achieved some great things within this year. Her title reign has been quite lengthy. And there seems to be nobody who can take her down, even names such as Asuka and Big Time Vex are kind of dwarfed by the star of Bianca Belair. Bianca is constant. She looks like a champion, and I don't really see anybody dethroning her unless they star really rises coming up in this next year. Bianca has had banger after banger matches. I have not seen one bad match from Bianca. I've seen some matches that were a little slow or that weren't main event matches from Bianca, but overall, her consistency and her performances in the ring have been stellar throughout the year, man. So I agree with that as far as best female wrestler of the year. I also have to give I'm gonna give three other ones, females, and one that's gonna be most improved. But another female best wrestler of the year, I have to say, is Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose kept the belt. She held it down for NXT. She put eyes on the belt. She made it relevant, and she gave it some more power. She had the Toxic Attraction faction that was going, and they were red hot for a long time. They were one of the hottest groups in WWE, not just NXT. So Mandy was able to do some really great things with that belt and made it relevant for a long time. And also, I'm going to have to switch over to AEW and give some big props to your girl, Jade Cargill, who is still undefeated as of right now. Jade Cargill is a star, and to be honest with you, other than Britt Baker, Jade Cargill is one of the only stars on the AEW roster, man. She looks like $1,000,000. She's really good, and she's kind of breaking into doing the crossover thing by inviting entertainers over into the wrestling product and really merging the entertainment with the wrestling and making it good. I had to put some respect on Jade Cargill's name, man, because she is a bona fide star. Let me go around the room. Let me start with Chef. Chef, who do you think is the best female wrestler of the year?
Are you talking all time or this year?
This year.
This year?
Who really performed? Who really impressed you this year?
I will give it to Bianca. But then my runner-up would be Sasha Banks. Then,
Okay.
like, my best improved would be Naomi. Because Sasha made Naomi better than what she was. You know? But, yeah, Bianca, she been doing it. She been... What you mean? Sasha, Sasha thinks that her Naomi is there.
That was a strong statement that you made right there. When you said Naomi, that Sasha made Naomi better. I don't quite agree with that.
No, her skill. Her skill. She helped her skill out. You know what I mean? If you watch Naomi from the past, and you watch Naomi when she started wrestling with Sasha, you can see the change in the wrestling.
Okay. All right. I get it to you. LP, man, who's your best damn female wrestler of the year?
First of all, I can't believe you didn't try to throw Charlotte Flair in yours. I'm so shocked that you didn't find a way. Even though Charlotte had not even wrestled her this year, you still would have said it normally.
You know what? I had to be real with myself. The last part of the year, Charlotte has not been in sight, so I can't really give her credit.
I'm still shocked. But yeah, I definitely think definitely female wrestler of the year. I would actually give a runner-up to Bayley, because Bayley has showed that she is a top-tier heel. She is probably the best female heel. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna say probably. She is the best female heel in WWE, because you look at all the other heels, which, to be honest, it seems like it's only Ronda and Shayna Baszler right now. They don't have a lot of heels. It's like they try to make the whole entire female roster baby faces. With the exception of, Damage Control when she brought them over, but Bayley is a true heel, and that's something that the females don't really have. Becky tried it. Becky's not a good heel. she's better off as a face. I don't know what Alexa was when she was going through that stuff. I don't know if she was a heel or what the hell she was. She didn't never really do nothing when she was going through her little darkness phase or whatever. But
She was lost.
you definitely gotta give it to Bianca and Bayley. I don't really see nobody else that really can come close this year. You know, we're going by this year. Like,
Right.
Yeah, I don't see nobody going. I put Becky at number 3 because Becky is Becky. But no, you know what? I put what's the girl at 3? I put Rhea at 3 because even though it happened near the middle of the year toward the end, she's had a good second half of the year. Like, I think going in next year, she's gonna be the star she was supposed to be that first time around. That it didn't work, but I think the fans love her now. Next year, she's gonna go up there.
I agree with you with the Rhea Ripley thing. I think Rhea Ripley probably is one of the most improved this year as far as character, in-ring presence, man, and just overall domination, man. She's really made Judgment Day relevant, to be honest with you. And then the story line and dynamic that she has with soggy ass Dominic Mysterio, man, is really putting heat on the group. So Rhea, I would have to really say, as far as like most improved, I would have to give that to Rhea. Honorable mention, Liv Morgan, because even though we talked a lot about Liv got to the mountaintop this year. She cashed in. She was a WWE champion. She beat Ronda Rousey twice, man. She can hang her hat on that. I think Liv Morgan has had a hell of a year this year in 2022. But like I said, I have to give the most improved as far as character, as far as in-ring work, and it's just as far as overall badness to the one and only Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley has been kicking ass this year, man. And I'm excited to see what she does next year. And I guarantee you, whether she's on SmackDown or whether she's on Raw, she will be WWE Women's Champion. Fellas, let's go around the room. We have Best Damn Male Wrestler of the Year. In my eyes, there's only one person that you all have to acknowledge. And he is the tribal chief, the head of the table, the one and only Roman Reigns. You have to put respect on Roman Reigns' name, even if you are not a Roman Reigns fan. Roman Reigns has had the best year out of anybody. Antibodies. The best year out of anybody. Give me Best Male Wrestler of the Year, Roman Reigns, and that was voted on by the WWE Universe also. But some honorable mentions, man. I have to also give Seth Rollins some credit, man, because Seth Rollins has had a hell of a year. His character development has been top-notch. His storylines have been top-notch. His matches have mostly been all 5-star matches. Seth Rollins has had some of the best matches in wrestling, period, this year. In wrestling, period. He has had some of the best matches, the best storylines, and he has earned, in my eyes, the moniker of Monday Night Rollins. Somebody else who I also have to give an honorable mention to as Best Damn Male Wrestler of the Year is Austin Theory. Austin Theory has had one hell of a year. He had the worst cash-in WWE history, but he is also now your current United States champion. Austin Theory has been involved in every major title match within the last 3 to 4 pay-per-views. Austin Theory has had one hell of a year, and I think next year is going to look great for Austin Theory moving forward. Fellas, let's go around the room. LP, who is your best male wrestler of the year?
The best male wrestler of the year. You may be shocked to hear me say this, but the best wrestler of the year from January to December is not Roman at all. It is Seth freaking Rollins. And let me tell you why Seth had a better year than Roman. First of all, Seth did a little thing that Roman doesn't do. He wrestled. He had matches throughout the year. Roman probably had 5 matches out of 12 months. Like, I really want to go back and count them. I wish I would have did it before. Roman probably had 5 matches, maybe 6 out of 365 days of this year. Seth Rollins is fighting on every Monday just about. Damn near every pay-per-view. Just like you said, he had put on 5-star matches almost every time he does do a pay-per-view. Roman has done a 5-star match never, and definitely not this year. Don't try to say him and Brock's was a 5-star match. It was entertaining, but 5-star, hell no. Roman has not seen a 5-star match in his career. But that's another conversation. Seth Rollins, even though Seth gets on my damn nerves, but other than Chris Jericho, Seth Rollins knows how to create a character, take that character, and run with it. Even though I hate his character now and all the laughing and him dressing like he in the 80s or whatever's going on, like he a game show. I hate this character so much, but he makes it work. Seth Rollins is the man of 2022. I don't want to hear no damn Roman. It's too easy to say Roman because he's had that belt. But no, it's not. Roman's not. I would argue and debate anybody to go stat for stat, fact for fact. It is not Roman. It is Seth mother freaking Rollins.
Oh man, I'm not going to argue with you. All of your points are valid, sir. I think my only valid argument, this argument is almost like the Jordan LeBron thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he got 6 rings. Well, is he still the greatest? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of that debate right now with these two, Roman and Seth, of who's the greatest, because Seth definitely has a lot of accolades, man. And it's really hard not to say that Seth is not and should have been the best male wrestler of the year, but Roman just created moments, man. And I think that's the difference, because Roman didn't even really have to work hard to create those moments.
That's the point. Seth did it without the damn main belt and without a squad. Roman did it with a squad. I would say Roman, the Bloodline is the best storyline. I don't know if we're going over that. That is hands down the best storyline of the year. Hands down, argument. Like,
we get into that.
I'll give Roman that, but no, Seth did it with nothing, no help, no squad, not even having the main belt.
It sounds like Drew McIntyre. Same thing.
Huh?
He sounds just like Drew McIntyre. He had a long, good matches without nobody by himself, and they still shafted him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's not Seth Rollins, but he's not Seth Rollins level.
See, Seth Rollins, people like Seth because his character. You know what I mean? He's doing some weird stuff. That's why you like Seth. But you be like regular Drew McIntyre, he's in love with this damn sword. And come out and swing that sword. People scared. They take the sword from him. They get the sword back to him. They don't know what they want to do with this boy. But it's the same thing. Yeah,
bad. There's definitely some bad. Writing plays a big part of it. But let's be honest, and I can argue all day. I'll give Roman his credit when he earns his credit, but I just can't do it right now. I'm sorry. I don't care how long he don't have he don't have a belt for damn near 20 years. It don't matter, because if you're having a belt and not wrestling nobody, being a part timer, I can't respect.
I think with the thing with Roman and him having a part-time schedule, is that even though I love Roman, I don't want to see Roman every week because he does. He's right. He doesn't wrestle that much, but he doesn't have to because it's almost like who is he going to wrestle? Who's going to step up to the plate? Who's next? And who are they trying to push as a star? You know what I mean? Who can actually put on a good match with Roman and still look good, and then be poised for other storylines with other wrestlers, man. And you mentioned it before, LP, that how big they've built Roman Star, right? To the point that nobody else is even close. Nobody else is even close in any promotion to Roman Reigns. And so, in my eyes, Roman should not lose the belt, man. Roman should really just retire with the belt, and then
Please, no.
I think Roman should retire with the belt, and then he should let the competition go after it, and whoever proves themselves should get the belts, man. I think that's what how it should end because now seeing somebody dethrone Roman, it have the same impact as it would have if Drew would have won it at Clash of the Castle. Would have had the same impact if what Logan Paul had won it back in Saudi Arabia.
It wouldn't have been the same for Roman to leave and retire with the belt. I don't know what it is. Somebody getting left feet.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is either.
I think. Yeah.
Forgive us, we have a
I guess
couple
the
technical difficulties. I have no idea what that was. Yeah. But just in general, man. And I agree with you, LP. I agree with you on a lot of that standpoint. Let's go ahead, fellas, man. Over to the best damn tag teams of 2022. It's hard not to say that the Usos are one of the best teams in the world right now. There's not too many tag teams that can beat the Usos, man. So I have to give my best damn tag team to the Usos. Let me go around the board real quick. Chef, who do you think had a great year, and who was your best damn tag team of 2022?
The ones. We are the ones. The Usos. But I give it to the Usos. But then I actually, it's like a 50-50. The Usos and the New Day. That's why I have to put it between them two. Because they both gave great matches. They both had great runs. But right now, the Usos is under. They going to stay the champs forever. They just, like you just said, retire with the belts and make some new belts and have a tournament for them. But my runner-up team, I will have to give it to the Street Profits because they've been doing good. Like, I hate Hit Row. I do not like them at all. Kim?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I was just saying. Huh?
It might be one of y'all mic.
It's not mine.
Yeah, I muted mine. I thought it was going to work, but I'm not sure exactly what that is. If everybody can kind of make some adjustments real quick and just see. I don't hear it now. But anyway, yeah, you gotta give credit to the Usos, man. The Usos have had a banger of a year, man, and put on some really amazing matches. I was really excited to see all of the Usos matches, man. They put on some certified bangers all of this year. Some honorable mentions for me for best tag teams also. You have to give it to the New Day. Although the New Day really kind of just started shining the last month or so, because we were talking about how the New Day was being booked and how they were mid-card for a long time and they disappeared. on the main product. But the New Day are now Triple Crown champions. They have won in all three promotions: NXT, SmackDown, and Raw, and they are now in echelons of champions that will go down in WWE history. They already were before the Usos beat their record, the longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history. Now the Usos carry that banner, but the New Day is the Triple Crown champions, and I'm proud of the New Day. Right now, they are the NXT champions, and it's hard to go through this whole thing and not acknowledge the New Day. So I'm proud of those brothers right there. Also, a team that I feel like is going to be the team to watch when they do come to main roster. The Creed brothers. Have you guys seen the Creed brothers in the ring? Creed brothers of the Diamond Mine. They remind me of Shelton Benjamin and Brock Lesnar. If they were on the team, that's what these two brothers are. That's what these two brothers are. They are wrestlers. They are strong. They are powerful. They're good getting their promos together. And they've had a couple of storylines this year that were pretty interesting. But the Creed brothers, man, when they move up to main roster, they are going to be a problem for a lot of people. I can't wait to see them. I'm not sure if they'll come up as Diamond Mine or if they'll come up as the Creed brothers or if they'll join Alpha Academy. You know what I mean? I think that, that would be a great fit for them also. But the Creed brothers will be something to watch coming up in this new year, whether they continue to be on the NXT product or whether they move up to main roster. I can't wait to see what these guys do. The whole Diamond Mine faction, I actually like the Diamond Mine faction. But the Creed brothers will be something to watch coming up into this new year as one of the best tag teams Shit. I believe that's you, brother. Yeah. Sound like somebody smacking cheeks. All right, let's fix. Let's go ahead and fix it. Fellas, man. I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
You don't hear that?
That's how we know it's you.
Yeah, that's you, man. Hey, cut your camera off for a second. Cut your mic off for a second. All right, yeah, that was you. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and have it. Good.
I don't know. I can't hear it. I'm a mute.
All right, yeah. So everybody just mute until we get ready to talk. Let's keep it like that. It's all right, beautiful people. Sometimes we have technical difficulties every once in a blue moon. Fellas, I want to go over some of the best finishers this year. Everybody has had some great finishers. Not everybody. Some people have had some horrible, absolutely horrible, god-awful finishers. But I want to go over some of the best finishers of the year that I've seen. One of them most recently came by way of NXT, by the way of a wrestler. Her name is Sol Ruca, or Sol Ruca, as they pronounce it. She's a wrestler on NXT. She has a surfer girl vibe. She has a really great body, really great presence about her. But her finishing move, where she gets on the ropes and she does a backflip cutter from the middle rope. It's absolutely amazing. One of the most innovative cutters and moves that I've seen in a long time. It looked devastating. It looked good. And when she hit it, the whole wrestling world went crazy. So I got to give one of the best finishers of this year. And like I said, she just debuted it. But the move is by Sol Ruca, and it's called the Soul Snatcher. Pretty awesome move, man. I thought that was really dope. Another one of my candidates for best damn finishers of this year, came by way of Solo Sikoa, man. Solo Sikoa, he brought back the spinning solo in homage to Umaga, who did something similar. It's like a spinning rock bottom, essentially. But the move looks great, man, and he's really made a mark with that move, the spinning solo. So I got to give Solo Sikoa some props on a spinning rock bottom, because rock bottoms have always been one of my favorite moves. Or Uranagis have always been one of my favorite moves, and he does a hell of a Uranagi. And honorable mention, she has beat every woman with this move. Bianca Belair and her KOD. The KOD have been snatching bodies and wigs all year. I got to give Bianca Belair some props on her KOD finishing move. LP, who do you think has one of the best finishing moves of 2022?
Yeah, I was gonna give it to Bianca just because it's been consistent. Like, she's consistently used her to finish off matches, and if you're a female, you fear that move because you're not gonna kick out of it. I think most of everybody else's moves kind of been blah for the most part. You know, at this point in time, it ain't like it's a lot of new stuff you can do. So everybody's doing variations of different stuff. But I did like the fact that Solo Sikoa brought back that spike. I've always thought that spike was kind of, and Solo has definitely grown on me as a character. But yeah, I definitely would give those two, because it seems like everybody else been kicking out of moves left and right. You know, it seems like now it's like finishing moves are getting kind of weaker. So I don't know. I hope that's something that they can get away from, because I don't like that at all. Like, a finishing move is a finishing move. Like, you know, I don't like to see them use old finishing moves and make them regular moves. Like, you know, somebody will do a rock bottom, they'll do a famous, or they'll do a, choke slam. All the moves that used to get us on our feet. Now, super kicks. Don't get me started on super kicks. So yeah, like all the powerful moves that we grew up with are regular run-of-the-mill moves. But I definitely give it to Bianca. Man, don't women don't want no part of that.
Yeah, they don't want no parts of that KOD. Chef, who do you think has one of the best finishers of 2022?
Yeah, Bianca have one of the best ones. The KOD is nice. I still like what's his name? Kofi Kingston's SOS. When he ever
the SOS.
When he ever gets to hit it, that move is beastie. I love it. You know what I mean? Because that's a little dude flipping you. Yeah, that move is nice. You know. Then I like how the Usos took the 3 indie and changed it to the 1 indie. I love that one.
I got it. You know what? I do have to give credit for them bringing the 1D or the 3D back. I used to love watching the 3D. I thought that was one of my favorite tag team moves, man. And when they do it, the 1D, it looks good. They do it clean. I think they got a stamp of approval from Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley for doing the 3D and making it their own. The 1D is a great move, and so you're right. That is one of the best finishers of this year, because that did display this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
All right. So going from finishing moves to promos, fellas, we going all around the wrestling diaspora. You know what I'm saying? Best promos of the year. Now, we've heard some hellified promos over the year, man. One of my favorite promos of this year, and I'm gonna go over to AEW, and I'm gonna give you my reasoning behind this, but it was the MJF versus Ricky Starks promo beef in the ring. MJF is known as an assassin on the microphone. I'm not a big MJF fan, but whenever he gets the microphone, I have to stop and listen. The boy is good. He says some very vile, heart-wrenching things. If I'm the owner of the company like Tony Khan, my ass is itching the whole time he's on the microphone, because you have no idea what he is going to say. He had this promo going on with Ricky Starks where you thought that he was going to ether Ricky Starks. He said some very harsh things, called him a knockoff version of The Rock, said some degrading things about him, and then dropped the mic. I thought it was over. I thought it was a great promo. Ricky Starks picked up the microphone and started going at him, talking about, hey, your hair is stupid. Your shoes are stupid. Don't like your clothes. I don't like you. Nothing about you. He started ripping them apart. Ricky Starks stood 10 toes down on the microphone with MJF, and they had a great moment. I thought that was one of the best promos of the year. It was really good, and that was actually brought to me by you, LP, man, when you brought it over to us in the chat. One of the other promos for the year that I really enjoyed was the Seth versus Riddle. Reason why, man, that was super personal, man.
The last one?
He went for the juggler. You know what I'm saying? Especially in that last one, man. He started talking about he lost his wife and his kids, man, and it was super personal. And Matt Riddle was like, I'm going to F you up. Where are you? He was ready to really fight. He said, F the wrestling, F all this. I'm about to put pause on you. You talking about my family. It got super personal. I mean, and I believed every single word of that. Ultimately, man, I think, stuff like this promo, it essentially got to Matt Riddle, you know what I'm saying? And kind of, made him self-medicate in not a positive way, and eventually caused him to get suspended. So hopefully we'll see Matt Riddle next year, because I believe the WWE will give him some more time. They have a great wellness policy, so we'll see Matt Riddle in the future. But I want to go around the board real quick. What are some of the best promos that you guys have seen in any company in wrestling for this year of 2022? LP.
I agree with the two that you mentioned. I like the CM Punk and MJF's better. I think that one was that was the best of the year at that point in time. My man Christian Cage, he gets my number one spot because the promo he ripped that dude
on Jungle Boy.
He wouldn't cry when he got in the house. Like when he went back home, he watched that and he cried. Like I like that one the most because Christian has always been underestimated. Like I've always thought he was a tremendous star. He was great on the mic. He was entertaining. He could wrestle, but WWE never let him be himself. He was able to do it in TNA. He was able to do it in AEW, everywhere else, but WWE would never let him be no more than like a B-lister at the most. So that was my favorite because it was good to see him get his shine. And with like some respect on his name. Look how long this guy been in the business, and he still can go. But yeah, I think that will be the best of the year. I'm real interested. I don't know if you guys saw that. Your boy Enzo. What was Enzo's name?
Enzo Amore.
Yeah, he called out MJF. He did an interview called out MJF, and a lot of people in the comments was like, MJF can't beat Enzo on the mic. Like, so I'm hoping that next year that happens in some kind of way. And I was never a big Enzo fan, but dude could talk on the mic.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna give some shine to Enzo real quick.
Enzo's a beast.
I was one of the biggest Enzo fans when Enzo and Big Cass was doing their thing. I always thought that they should have had the tag team championships when they had the run, and I thought that Enzo really didn't get the kind of shine that he wanted. And even when he went down to the cruiserweight division, he brought validity to the cruiserweight division. Enzo was a star, man, and it was kind of hard not to see that. And I still see Enzo on certain things. He wrestles the indie scene and on social media. I'm surprised he hasn't made way to AEW yet. I don't know what's that about, but I think he definitely should. Should the WWE bring Enzo back? I'm not sure if Enzo will really fit in this climate right now, man. To be honest with you, I think he'll be better fit for AEW. Enzo Amore is he's not that great of a wrestler. He doesn't have the biggest, flashiest moves, but what he does have is charisma. He has showmanship, and he has the fans eating out of the palm of his hands whenever he is on the microphone or inside of the ring. But yeah, Enzo Amore, man, I would love to see him in MJF go at it. Or I would love to see, Enzo and Seth Rollins go at it, man. I think that'd be really interesting back and forth. I think that really would. Or him and The Miz. I think Enzo and The Miz would be good also. I think The Miz will rip a new one into him, though, to be honest with you.
The old Miz. This new Miz, I don't know. The old Miz, yes.
Oh, man, okay.
I think Enzo will beat Seth Rollins on the mic. He will beat The Miz. Simple. Hands down.
Yeah, man. Also, one of the other promos that I thought was really good was the Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar promo when they were kind of leading up to their SummerSlam match. But it was a period of time when they were face to face. And Brock Lesnar was like, Roman Reigns was like, you must got things confused, farm boy. You see this here? This is my ring. These people, these are my people. This cameraman, this is my cameraman. This announce team is mine because they talk about me. He went off. I thought that was one of the best promos that I've ever seen Roman Reigns cut on anybody. And to be honest with you, because he was so confident, he was so brash, and the fans were behind it. The energy was there. He really looked like a dominant champion, and I believed everything that Roman Reigns was saying in that moment. I thought that was a great promo from Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns doesn't have a lot of good promos that you can really speak of, but I think that one, he was feeling himself, man, and that really birthed this dominant Roman Reigns that we see right now.
You guys the best one out, the best promo ever out. The best promo was New Day versus the Usos. That was like one of the most heartfelt, and they was serious. I felt a little tinker in my eye, like these boys was about to make me cry with this stuff right here.
I think it was short-lived, though. I did like it. I think it was short-lived. I think if it would have went like 2 more minutes, it would have been like one of those promos that you were like, oh man. But they cut it short. They threw Matt Riddle in there, and they kind of took the heart away from the segment, which I thought it could have went really, really good if they would have gave them the time allotted. But just because of that, man, I can't call that a best damn promo. I'll give it some stars, but it could have been so much better if they did not cut it short. And I believe LP, you agree with me on that?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Matt Riddle.
The Matt Riddle part made it suck, but I think they went off scripts because I looked at the faces of the Usos when they said certain stuff, and they were like, "Oh shit, they right." It wasn't like okay, whatever. They were like, "Man, we knew that." Like, if 2 more minutes, I think the whole race card stuff would have been out on the table. They would have got kicked off the show. There would be no, and what happened? You know that. I'm telling the truth. It'd have been all type of race. And they ain't gonna let two teams of dominant color run them belts. That's why they moved the New Day to NXT.
Well, I'm glad that they did move to New Day because it gave them a fresh start and a new shine. And I think they should start shaking some stuff up between SmackDown and Raw, moving some people around. Also, fellas, we saw some pretty big returns this year. We talked about it earlier from some of our best damn moments, man. But we've seen a lot of people return this year. I want to go around the board and get your best damn returns of 2022. I have to mention a couple of them real quick. And I know that I believe some of you guys are going to agree with me. But matter of fact, I already know who's gonna say it. Let me go to LP. What was one of your best returns for this year?
The biggest return of the year is still CM Punk. I'm gonna stand by that. I think the best return was Bray Wyatt, but the biggest return, I'm still gonna give it to CM Punk just because of what it meant to people. People wanted it more than anything. Like I said before, when we talked about it before, grown men were crying. Like grown men had tears coming from their eyes with their excitement. And also, what made CM Punk moment better is nobody knew about when it was going to happen. Everybody knew Bray Wyatt was coming back. We just didn't know. We knew it was happening in that show. And we kind of gave up. They kind of threw a curveball, but we pretty much knew when it was going to happen. That CM Punk return, nobody knew when he was coming back. And I think that makes the return better. Even when Cody's return to WWE was big, but everybody knew it. It wasn't a secret. You know, it's not a lot of things that's secret nowadays in wrestling anyway. But yeah, CM Punk, I definitely was the biggest of 2020.
Chef, man, I see you over there shaking your head, man. Who do you think had the best return from 2022?
You say Braun.
You're right. I was gonna say Braun. You're right. He's one of my runner-ups. Now, but I will have to give it because it was out of the blue and nobody knew. Mia Kim.
Mia Yim.
Yeah, because she came out the blue and put Rhea on her ass. You know, that's one of the best.
Was that a big return?
That she was regular.
I'm pretty sure it was a big return for her.
Yeah,
for her.
You know, who like
that's like who was that? Who was that girl that showed up last week on SmackDown with that that had the hood on and they took her backstage and they found out who she was and she was
Xia Li.
Xia Li, yeah.
Like, who?
She was on. She been wrestling though. She been there.
Xia Li already been there, man.
Yeah,
but
Xia
Li is. I like Xia Li. I do like Xia Li.
If I have to say, one of
they made a big thing.
The biggest, I will say, Becky Lynch. Everybody was shocked when Becky came back out.
Becky did have a return this year.
Yeah, she left.
Becky did have a pretty big return this year. But fellas, I'm surprised. I didn't hear from any of you the king of returns. Edge has returned at least 47 times this year, and you guys haven't mentioned one of them. So,
Edge's first return was what? The Rumble of last year?
Yeah, from last year.
Yeah, that's why because Edge now he'll be returning one more time. I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back.
We already know that's gonna happen. You know?
Yeah, I couldn't give it to my boy Edge.
Edge just returned, man. He had the Brood return this year. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I was surprised you didn't hit him with that because I mean that was a pretty big moment. Also, and I know we mentioned Cody, but Cody's return was huge. But also Saraya in AEW, Paige was almost a CM Punk level of return for a female. Saraya had a really big return, man. She hadn't really made an impact since, but her return was pretty big this year, man. And she had a situation where she didn't think she was going to wrestle again or ever be cleared to wrestle, and she actually did. So, you know, Saraya or Paige had a big return for this year on AEW, man. And AEW has really been delivering on the introduction to wrestlers, whether they are well known or little known. They make a good, they make some good returns, man. I got to give it to them. Real quick, fellas, let's do best damn match of the year. WWE voted Cody versus Seth as the best match of the year, the Hell in a Cell match, where Cody Rhodes had the injury and he had the black titty hanging off his arm. You know, it was pretty damn bad. That match was absolutely great, but also best match of the year. Not I got two, and one of them you guys aren't probably going to agree with, but one of my favorite matches of the entire year had to be Sheamus versus Gunther. Sheamus versus Gunther was a slobber knocker. It was a hell of a match from start to finish. Every hit, every slap, every chop, I felt it in my chest myself. That match was brutal. It gave me everything that I wanted to see in a match. I think every match should be like that, to be honest with you. It was very European strong style, the style of that match. And I would love to see more coming forth, but Sheamus versus Gunther was a great match. And one of my great matches for this year was the Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville match at WrestleMania. Huh? What you got to say, LP? Huh? I know you don't like it. The Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville match was one of the best and most entertaining matches of the year.
One of the best or entertaining?
Both. Both of them.
That's a bad
It was
year.
entertaining. It was entertaining. I'm not going to say it was a real match from a perspective of what wrestling fans really want to see, but the entertainment value was there. The star power was there. The production of the match was great. The overall feel of the match was funny and fluid, and it's memorable. It is memorable. It's going to be one of those matches that's probably going to be match of the decade because we're going to remember the silliness of the match and what it meant. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about this too. This is off the heels of the Jackass movie too. So it's cross promotion. You know what I'm saying, in a lot of ways. But I thought this match had some shocking moments, man. It was really good. So I got to put that as one of my best damn matches of the year. LP, you're looking at me cockeyed. What is one of your best damn matches of 2022?
To be honest, I hate that I keep throwing her name out there. Bianca winning that belt. Because that match was great. That was a good match.
Which time?
When she won it was WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
WrestleMania. Yeah, WrestleMania.
Yeah, when because I always felt like that kind of screwed her when Becky came back. I was one of the ones that were pissed off at how they squashed her for that. I think they regret doing it too, because I think that's why they have also let her do her thing, and they realize how popular she is. But that match, to me, it makes a good match when I'm at the house watching wrestling, and I can be like, whoa, or get excited, or be cheering, or that doesn't happen a lot for me now because we've been watching wrestling for years. Yeah. Most of the time you can call it, you know what's going to happen. But that match, and it also shows that really low key, as a high key, the female matches have really been the main female big matches have almost been better than the men matches. From Money in the Bank, from the female matches. Money in the Bank female match has been better the last couple of times they've done it. What was the one they did this year? War Games. That female was way better than the men's.
Yep.
So, yeah,
you know what? I'm gonna have to agree with you, LP. As far as the women, especially in AEW and WWE, the women, man, have really been stepping up as far as producing really, really great matches, man. From pay-per-views all around, the women have really been outshining the men in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? The women are more apt to learn and being innovative. It's different seeing women pull off some of the moves that some of these men pull off. But they do it so fluently and so flawlessly, man. You would think they created the moves. the women have really been stepping up. And I agree with you, LP. Throughout the year, some of the best matches of the year has been some of the women's matches, and Bianca leading the way as a dominant women's champion. Man, she's really been showing why she is the top of the bill and the top of the card. Uh, Fellas, I'm gonna go into one more best damn of the year, man. I want to do best damn storyline of the year. Who do you guys feel like had some of the best storylines of 2022? I'm gonna go over to the king of storylines, LP. Man, who has had the best storyline in 2022?
Yeah, I think we all agree that the Bloodline storyline is the best thing going in WWE. AEW has some good storylines, but AEW storylines are kind of short lived, like old school wrestling. They last for a couple of months or whatever. But the Bloodline, from when they first started with Roman and Jay and all this stuff going back and forth, and then adding Sammy to revitalize it, a whole new story to wherever they going next. Like, I will say, I really feel like somebody else is writing the Bloodline storyline, because it can't be the people that's writing everybody else. It ain't no way in the hell it's everybody. It gotta be, maybe because Paul Heyman is part of it. I don't know, but it's different people writing for the Bloodline. It can't be nobody else. But yeah, the hands down, they got more to come. It's definitely about time to end the Bloodline. They gotta end it pretty soon. But I don't know. It could go another year. It could go another 2-3 years. But they will be the longest faction of all time. You know, most times factions don't last that long.
Right.
But I definitely feel like they're about to end it. But yeah, I think I can't even think of a runner-up. I guess maybe Seth and Riddle, maybe for a runner-up, because they had their feud drawn out. But I gotta go with the Bloodline.
Yeah, it's hard not to acknowledge the great writing and performances, man, from the Bloodline this year, from all of the members, from Jay and Jimmy to Jay. I have to put some respect on Jay's name, man. Jay has really been stepping it up. Everything from his in-ring wrestling to some of the greatest storylines this year between him and Sami Zayn, man. And every week we was on it. We was hooked, trying to see what was going on between Jay and Sami. You know what I mean? So they had a really great storyline all around the board, LP. And man, they had some movie writers writing for them. I know Paul Heyman definitely had his phalanges all in that thing. Let me go over to Chef, man. Chef, who do you think had some of the greatest storylines this year?
I would have to give it to the Bloodline. They had one of the most awesome storyline ever at the moment. Then I would have to give it to the Bobby Lashley Brock Lesnar. It was short lived, but they could have played it out a little better. You know that the story, like, that would have been a good storyline to keep going back to. Two powerhouses fighting. That'd been nice. But how they did it, it made a lot of people mad. I'm gonna say a lot of people of color mad because how they played it out. Like, come on now. Like the last match, that little, let me fall back and pin him. No. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. Like, it could have been better than that. They at least could have given him an F5 like 4 or 5 times. Bobby hopped back up. He hit him with another one, then he's out. I could have seen that. But, yeah. And I had to give it to the, who was another runner-up?
I think Imperium and the Brawling Brutes, I forgot that. I think they had a good.
That's a good one too. But I would have to give it to the storyline with Judgment Day and Edge. The switch up. I like that.
Jake, yeah, we forgot about that. Edge and the Judgment Day definitely had a long-standing feud, man, and a great storyline. Almost the the leader and sensei of the group being kicked out and exiled from the group. And I still believe to this day, if Edge was still with Judgment Day, the fact the group would be so much more stronger. They would be on the level of a bloodline, strong wise, with the leadership of Edge and some of the gift of gab that he has speaking on the microphone. I think that's the only thing that Judgment Day has really been lacking is someone who can really speak and really carry storylines along for the group. But I would be remiss to say that the best storyline in all companies, to me, was the Legado del Fantasma storyline with Tony D'Angelo and the family.
The family, yeah, that was a good one.
The family versus family feud storyline was absolutely amazing. LP, I know you don't watch a lot of NXT. If you have to go back, please, from start to finish, watch the Legado del Fantasma and the Tony D'Angelo and the family storyline. It felt like every drug cartel movie that you've ever seen. It felt like, so I'm talking about everything was happening. People were getting kidnapped. Somebody was sleeping with the fishes. People started missing. You know, it was all kind of, it was a great storyline, man. And I was so involved into that storyline. So if I had to say one of my favorite storylines from this year was that. And if you hadn't had the opportunity to check it out, go back and watch the Legado del Fantasma storyline with Tony D'Angelo and the family in NXT. You will not be disappointed at all.
I have a problem with how they end most of the storylines. The ending of most of the storylines lately been like horrible. Like the one with Edge and Judgment Day, with Beth Phoenix in the ring laid out. No, don't hit my wife. Come on now. You know?
But it was good storytelling in the ring. You have to admit, because nobody knew how that match was going to end. I didn't see Edge quitting, saying I quit. I didn't see really Finn saying it. So they had to do it some type of way. I thought that was a smart way for them to end it. And Edge pulled it off beautifully, man. And when he does return again, I think that his return will be really big, man, and people will enjoy seeing the Rated R superstar come back in action.
Yeah, I hope so. if they gonna bring them back right. Like, I'm a big Edge fan. I always be an Edge fan, but don't bring them back. They'll be looking like Rey Mysterio. Like, Rey Mysterio has ruined his legacy these last couple of. But this whole Dominic thing, like, he's gonna be more known for. I don't know if you guys saw when Dominic got arrested. I guess he tried to go there for Christmas.
Let's talk about
it. Come on, bro.
Let's talk about it. Oh, so fans, if you guys haven't seen, man, over the holiday weekend, Dominic Mysterio and mommy, Rhea Ripley, came to visit Rey Mysterio at his home. It just seems that every time Dominic comes over, Rey puts on his mask because he knows it's going to be some bullshit. So he already throws on his mask and gets ready. Rey and Rhea, Dominic and Rhea came over to Rey's house for Christmas. Rey called the police on him. Dominic, old soggy ass, is telling Rhea Ripley, "Mommy, I'm not going to survive in prison. I can't make it." Super soft and super soggy.
Oh,
like old cereal that's been sitting out on the counter for about 3 hours. Super soggy. Are you guys enjoying these holiday vignettes that Dominic Mysterio is shooting with Rhea Ripley, bothering Rey Mysterio? I know we just said it a few minutes ago. I feel like he's chipping away at Rey's legacy and really tarnishing it in a lot of ways, man. LP, are you enjoying seeing some of these backstage, behind the scenes segments with the Mysterios.
No, it's horrible. It'd be different if it was funny or entertaining, but it's like, what is the point? Like, if the goal is not to have Ray fight Dom, what is the point? And even if they were to have that match, who wants to see that match? I was one of the main people that saw potential in what they could possibly do with Dom, and they have went the total opposite direction. Like, they have made him a joke. Like, from him when he got sprayed in the face by who was sprayed? Oscar, and the way he was crying he was crying all bad. It's like, come on, man. Then it's like, if you Judgment Day, you're supposed to be this badass faction. Who the hell would have Dominique in your group that's going to do nothing in a fight? So it's like, it's pointless. I mean, I don't see no people. When Judgment, and I think I said it before, when Judgment Day ends, if for Dominique, Rhea is about to be her own thing. Yeah. Rhea is not gonna keep on being the mommy or whatever this bull crap this mess they doing. So it's like with Ray. I know Ray was on SmackDown last week. I think didn't he have a match? I can't even remember. I feel like I missed it because I was doing something. But it's like Ray is wasting away doing this stupid tail storyline. He's already ruined his legacy, acting like he does more homages to Eddie Guerrero than himself. He's gonna always be known as the Eddie wannabe. Like, I get the respect for Eddie, but let's let Eddie rest. Let's stop all of this stuff. You're not even Chavo. I'm gonna say this right quick. I went back and watched the Royal Rumble that Rey Mysterio won last week, and in that Royal Rumble, Ray had said he was gonna win it for Eddie. He came in 2nd and ended up winning. Chavo Guerrero, who is actually his family, was in this Royal Rumble, and he got eliminated. Like, quick. Rey Mysterio was not even kin to Eddie Guerrero, but his own family didn't even get a time. And Rey Mysterio has hung on to this ghost of just because they tag team for like a couple of months. And I'm sick of it. Like, Ray gotta do better, or just give it up, man.
It's a respecting between Ray and Eddie Guerrero. They were like brothers on the outs, In ring, we gonna wrestle a couple times, but they were like real life family. Like Eddie and Ray was a close knit little pack of friends. That's why he called him Uncle Edge. I mean, Edge was about to whoop your head, like Uncle Eddie. But Eddie might be his daddy. We don't know. So,
I think every wrestler would like to have an impact on the wrestling world like an Eddie Guerrero. Eddie means a lot to a lot of people. For instance, in a lot of the Latin cultures, man, it's two people that you really can't disrespect. You can't disrespect Selena Quintanilla, and you can't disrespect Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero is beloved by everyone. And I went back and I saw a documentary that they had on Eddie Guerrero recently, man. And it was talking about how Eddie was well respected and, everybody loved Eddie. And then it showed one of his last matches where he had this, it almost looked like he had a heart attack in the ring, man. I think he was in there with Bradshaw. And it was scary looking. And I don't remember seeing that moment or that match in general. But when I saw it, I'm like, man, that's scary. But Eddie's effect on the wrestling world and all of the people who have Latin ancestry in their blood, Eddie Guerrero means a lot to these people. And I know that a lot of wrestlers will only hope to have the type of influence that Eddie Guerrero has on the wrestling world. So I'm a big Eddie fan. I've always enjoyed Eddie a lot. I see a lot of wrestlers doing a lot of Eddie's moves, especially AEW. A lot of wrestlers pay homage to Eddie. But in the WWE, man, you don't get more legendary than Eddie Guerrero. And I'll be honest with you, every time I see Dominic, do any of Eddie's moves.
I throw up in my mouth.
It just gives me instant gas. It just, I just don't like. I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. It just made my ass itch, man, and I can't stand it. So, big up to Eddie, big up to Rey Mysterio, man. Dominic, stop ruining people's reputation and legacies, man, with your sogginess. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? To be honest with you, fellas, with that being said, I think for this year, there's been a lot of moments that happen. And we have an award for this type of thing. I know who my nominee for the year is. I'm going to have to give him the soggy ass nominee award, but I'm also going to have to give him the WTF award, and his name is Dominic Mysterio, and you are officially the soggiest wrestler in history. What the? What's that? What the? What's that? Every time I've seen Dominic in the ring, I was like, what the hell was that? What did he just do? Please leave. Stop. Who hired him? Get him out of here. Dominic Mysterio, he had all the tools, everything in the world, man, but I don't know what's going to solve the sogginess of Dominic Mysterio. LP, who would you give the WTF award for the year? Who is your nominee for the WTF award?
Well, I already think this is the worst faction I've ever seen in the history of WWE. Despite what you guys said and despite what they might have did in another company. But Hit Row is the low row of any wrestling group I have ever seen. They are an embarrassment to the African American community.
Damn.
These guys are horrible. I can't wait till they get fired. I know they're getting fired soon because they got to get fired. They ain't got no choice. But my man, the botch of the year, my man trying to hold that rope. Hit Row. Hit Row. The whole squad. Oh, girl, I don't know. I only know she can wrestle. She might better try to start wrestling or something. But they are going down. I don't know how. I'm gonna have to see the footage. Everybody keep on saying they were different when they had the other guy there. I don't see how much different it could have been. But Hit Row is Hit Row is the worst of 2022. That whole entire squad. And Top Dollar had the botch of the year. They had the worst year of 2022.
Oh man, I'm sorry to say, but Hit Row, you are now a nominee for the WTF award. Chef Showtime, who is your nominee for the WTF award of the year?
Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan.
Yep.
Come on, man. You got to live. Don't do Liv like that, man. Don't do Liv like that. Why should Liv get the WTF award for the year?
To me, and half of the wrestling fans in the world, no, she can't wrestle worth the shit. She can't wrestle. She can't. Like you say, you could put Bianca in the ring with Charlotte Flair, and it'll make it look good. You could put Bianca Belair with Sasha Banks, it'll make it look good. You could put Bianca Belair with Ronda Rousey, they'll make it look good. You put Liv Morgan, you can't even her and Dominique going at it. It's gonna be the most boring match in the world.
Her and Dominic going after the Soggy Award, huh?
Their skills is horrible. Like I like how they did Mandy Rose. At first in WWE, they had her wish wash. They moved her to NXT. Her wrestling skills boosted. She became champ. They need to put Liv Morgan in the same predicament. Put her down there, let her get beat up a little bit, and have her come back as a whole other character. Like Dominic, the same way. Put him down to NXT or put him as a water boy. I don't care which one. I prefer water boy.
Not the water boy.
But he has no skill. Like when he did the Eddie Guerrero tribute, it looks horrible. Logan Paul may look better. because his frog splash looks just like Eddie's. When he do his, when Dominic did his, I was like, what? He just fell in the toilet.
What just fell in the toilet?
He just fell in the toilet.
I got an addition though. I think we should do the worst comeback or the worst rehire or comeback this year.
Oh.
And I'll start since Chef was running his mouth. The worst rehire or comeback this year is
No.
Braun Strowman.
No.
You wanted Braun Strowman back so bad. Braun Strowman has came back and done do.
That's
Braun-
not his. That's
Braun
not him.
Strowman. The only Braun Strowman has in common with Dookie on the street. It just sit there and stink. Braun has done nothing.
It's not Braun. It's the writers.
Now they about to put him a Ricochet. So Ricochet had this great match with Gunther, and now they gonna make them a buddy cop tag team.
No,
Get out of here.
nah, that's a whole play. Ricochet gonna lose. He's not gonna win the belt. You know this. But after Ricochet lose, you know who's gonna step up and whoop Gunther ass? Braun.
Braun is how much gold has Braun had in his career?
Well, he's been okay. Let me run it down. He has had the WWE main title, SmackDown title.
Yeah,
He has had the tag team title with the
By
12-year-old boy.
Ball himself.
But you might as well say by himself because his tag team partner was the 12-year-old kid that he pulled from the audience.
There you go.
First moment remaining.
I believe he's held the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah. I think that's all the gold that he's held so far. I may be wrong, but I think that's the gold that he's held so far. Braun Strowman has had a pretty good career, man, especially when it comes to WWE. So you got to put a little respect on Braun's name. But what I will say, as far as callbacks, and somebody who I think got called back, and I don't think they're going to do anything but make much of an impact at all, it's Emma. She's on SmackDown. Most people don't remember Emma. I don't remember Emma. I bet you her name, you don't even know who the hell she is. So I would say that Emma would have to be one of the worst callbacks that Triple H has brought back. Chef, do you have somebody who you feel like got called back prematurely?
Hit Row.
Hit Row. All right, man. Damn, 2 for Hit Row. Sheesh. Man, even Top Dollar solid rhymes don't get you over. You don't like Top Dollar spitting that hot like fire, huh? You don't like them silky rhymes coming from Top Dollar, man. Top Dollar got some flow, man.
It's bad when white people can do our culture better in wrestling than the actual people.
Hold on, say that again.
I said it's bad that white people can rap and do stuff better. I would take Too Cool with Grandmaster Sexay before Hit Row.
Oh man, damn. Well, Hit Row, they got a whole nother year. So hopefully within this new year, Hit Row can turn it around. Top Dollar can be a star. Ashante can show us what he can do, and B-Fab can get in the wrestling ring and roll around with some of these women. Right now, Hit Row is on a lot of people's crap on list. So I want to see more from Hit Row, man. I would love to see them turn their careers around, but yeah, they looking a little rough. I have to admit, I was a fan of Hit Row. I was a fan of the Hit Row with Swerve Strickland in it. This other Hit Row is a little different, but I think they can still turn it around. They have the possibility to, and maybe they just need another member in the faction to kind of bring it full circle. Who knows?
Dominique.
Nah, I don't see Dominique. But somebody who I can see is Carmelo Hayes, man. I can see Carmelo Hayes joining Hit Row and them really making a faction that way. That could be something serious, man, and I'm interested to see it. Well, look, beautiful people, we have to go. Let's go around the room real quick. Chef, let the beautiful people know what you got going on and where can they find you.
Then I'm just doing my training for a Super Bowl, working, taking care of kids. That's it. And you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, all that other Chef Showtime.
All right. Go ahead and log off. I'll see you next week. LP, what you got going on and where can the beautiful people find you?
As always, find me on my Instagram, One Click Photography Shoot, fashion shows, photo shoot, all that good stuff can all be seen back there.
All right. And my name is Brian Renegade. You can find me on all platforms at Brian Renegade. And if you want to follow the show and see what we got going on, you can follow us on Instagram at The Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. You can follow us on our Facebook group at The Best Damn Wrestling Nation. You can follow our Facebook page at The BD Wrestling Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at Best Damn Crew. You can follow us on Twitch at The Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And you can follow our TikTok at Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And if you want to support the show, you can go to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/The Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. And you can support the show for only $5. $5. You can support us and you can get all kind of goodies. We got shirts, mugs, cups, hats, all of that jazz. So join our Patreon, The Best Damn Wrestling Podcast, to support the show. LP, my friend, thank you, sir, for being here. You are a busy man. I got a lot going on within this new year. Got this big fashion show that you about to blow up the city with. I'm looking forward to many great things from you this year, sir. We're not going to do New Year's resolution, but I want you to give people a good word of advice going into this new year.
Just be good people. Everybody going through something. Understand that it's not about you. Just try to be good people.
Just try to be good people. I think I would have to say my word of advice is, if you are a person who gives good advice, don't give it to everybody. That's what I was saying. Don't give good advice to everybody. Only give good advice to people who receive it. Beautiful people, Best Damn Nation, thank you for watching us. We will see you next year on the next Best Damn Wrestling Podcast. LP, sir, you are a gentleman and a scholar. Beautiful people, we will see you next year. We bid you adieu.